and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos. He's Stephen Curtis. As
Morning.
we start a Tuesday, what's the date? The 27th
of February.
And of course, we're getting ready for a big basketball game in Birmingham.
Tomorrow.
Charles Henderson tries to win a state championship. You know, they've been there, I want to say 3 out of the last 4 years, or maybe
That's right.
with their team. And of course, they went to the championship game last year against Winona, who has won, I think, 4
4 in a row.
4 in a row.
Yeah.
And now it looks like Charles Henderson and Winona again, this time in the semifinals.
Right, that's tomorrow.
And if they win tomorrow at 3 o'clock from the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center, they'll play, listen to this, Saturday morning at 9 o'clock.
Is it that early?
Crazy? Is that crazy or not?
Wow, we're going to try to make that Saturday game for
Why,
sure.
I know it, but why would anybody want to play a basketball game
It's
at
hard
9 o'clock in the
hard to
morning?
get up and get going that early.
Exactly right. But that whole day will be involved with high school basketball, and of course we'll be talking more about it. I hope to get an interview with Danessa Jones, the outstanding basketball coach at Charles Henderson. You know, everybody talks about the Davenport kid, and she, how do you pronounce her name?
Maury.
Maury. Everybody talks about how good she is, and you know, she's just a junior. But let me tell you, the Jones girl,
she's a sophomore.
The coach's daughter is really, really good too.
She's very good.
In fact, one of the top free throw shooters in the state of Alabama, bar none. And the reason I say bar none, that includes Troy University.
Yeah, that's right.
They think she's shooting something like 80-something% from the free throw line.
That's pretty strong.
And I don't know anybody at Troy shooting any better than that.
There aren't many players in the country shooting that well.
No question about it. And of course, the problem is Charles Henderson has not been playing that well. They're just so good on defense, and then with Davenport, the 6'4" girl,
she can shut them
they
down
can
inside.
just slam it back at them. They don't get a shot, so the other team doesn't have much of a chance. But against Winona, who's going to press Charles Henderson all over the court, they better play much better, and they better shoot.
Yeah, they got to have some offense for sure.
They expect to win.
Right.
So I'm sure Coach Jones has been working with them. It's been over a week now.
Yeah.
I think it was Wednesday, a week ago, when Charles Henderson played last and won the South region against Faith. Let's go to our phones this morning. You're on Today in LA. How you doing?
Morning. How's it going?
Hey, Mike.
Mike Amos calling in from a cold Birmingham. Is that right? A cold Birmingham?
Colder.
Or have you been outside?
Yeah, it's about 40, 45, 46 degrees. It was about 78 in Grayton on Sunday. It was about as warm as I can remember
That's amazing.
on a February day. But it was a beautiful weekend down there, and now back in Birmingham, back to reality.
That's right.
Yeah, back to making a living again. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, trying to make a living.
Mike Amos, of course, calls in every morning from Birmingham, and of course, representing what I think is one of the top sporting goods companies in the state. Mike.
Well, we try to be. We're definitely probably in that top 3, Wagner's Team Sports. So we're growing, and you know, we try to get out there and give customer service and try to deliver our products. We are delivering Adidas and Nike, and a lot of schools are wearing that, and Adidas is really starting to pick up the pace as far as design. And
where's Adidas made?
We got a lot of schools switching over from Nike to Adidas. So,
where's Adidas made, Mike?
Where's it made? It just depends on what you're purchasing.
Is it made overseas, or is it made in the United States?
Well, some things are made overseas, some are in the United States. I mean, it's based on Oregon, actually.
Okay, same
Really?
place as
Same
Nike. Is that right?
Yeah.
Are some of the Nike people involved with Adidas?
I mean, I think there's some switchovers here and there, but I mean, Adidas was big overseas initially.
That's what I thought.
Big in soccer.
Troy is Adidas school, aren't they?
They are. They have been.
Troy University?
Yeah.
Yeah, Troy
Yeah.
is. Yeah, Troy's all Adidas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how would you compare the number of people that are associated with Adidas and Nike? Would it be about
I
the
mean, yeah,
same?
your biggest Adidas school is probably Texas A&M, and then Mississippi State's a big Adidas school. Nike's still probably the biggest school as far as getting college.
Yeah.
And then Under Armour's starting to make a push with some colleges as well. You know,
Auburn's Under
Auburn's,
Armour.
right.
Tennessee's Under Armour, aren't they?
Now, Tennessee was Adidas, and now it's Nike.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just reading former Tennessee coach Butch Jones is possibly coming to Alabama to be an offensive analyst.
Oh no.
Yeah. I saw that.
Are you serious?
He would sit up in the box and not be heard of or heard from. So that'd be, you know,
How many analysts can they have?
as many as they want.
Really? And so that's where money comes in, doesn't it? They could have a coach for every.
He's still got $8.2 million Tennessee owes him.
Oh, do they?
It's not a bad deal, is it? Wow.
Well, you got to see history, I guess, this weekend. Wesley Person scores his 2,000th point in his college career in basketball.
Yeah, I tell
Yeah.
you, he was real impressive.
Troy finds a way to win a big
Thank you.
game against Slob Monroe, and now they're 14 and 15, and I think 500 in conference. But
Yeah.
tell you what, it's going to be a brutal way to end the season, going to Georgia State and to Georgia Southern. That's going to be really tough.
No question about it. Mike, hang on this morning. Hoss Daddy's in the house. Ladies
right.
and gentlemen, Hoss Daddy is in the house. And we'll be back to more of Today in L.A. right after this.
Did you know at Wiley
Mike, stay with us now. We got Hoss Daddy in
Blue
here.
Cross Blue
Hoss
Shield,
Daddy.
we offer
Put him
dental,
on
we
the
offer
Yes.
disability,
Yeah, we'll
we
do
offer
that.
vision, we
Good
offer
morning.
life insurance.
Good morning here, Hoss
cancer
Daddy.
insurance. We also have a
Pick up a chair out
401k where we
there.
match up to 4%.
Give me here, brother
dollar
Hoss
per
Daddy.
dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
In the house, my good friend Jeffrey Bennett, ladies and gentlemen, alias the Hoss Daddy, and the guy that runs the trucking company at Sanders.
I need to know where you got that name from. That's what I need to know.
No, I need to let him know that I don't run it. I just try to get drivers.
I know it, but in my mind, if it don't say Hoss Daddy, believe you me, when it comes to trucks moving for Riley Sanders, you don't want it.
If it don't say Wiley Sanders, we don't
That's right. T-Mac's falling out of his chair this morning.
I love Terry. He's a great man.
Now, you represent Sanders Trucking so very well, and of course, Wiley, I know, is very appreciative of the hard work that you put in, but you're becoming a celebrity house daddy. I mean,
that's
I had to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get him on the air, ladies and gentlemen, because everybody wants it.
No, what we're really trying to do is let people know what we offer at Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Yeah.
And what we offer is a decent place to work. We offer Blue Cross Blue Shield. We offer a dental plan, a cancer plan, a disability plan. But the biggest thing we offer is that 401k with a 4% dollar per dollar match.
That they match. Wow. And of course, what we're saying is now, it can't go over 4%, but let's say a guy and making $500 a week. All right, that's good salary, $500 a week. All right, so if he puts up $100, the Wiley they will match him $100. Is that right?
That's right. Up to 4%.
$80. What is 4% of 500?
$20.
All right, that would be a 500, 4%, and then they would match that amount.
Dollar for dollar.
If it's $1,000 a week, it would be it would be 4% of that.
Right.
And now they can actually put more in there than they
put as much as you want. But look at it on this scale. What about a guy that's driving a truck, that's home twice a week?
Exactly.
Every weekend, and making $1,200 a week.
I know exactly.
Exactly.
I just threw that other out. They make $500 a day, don't they?
That's pretty good.
But of course, you're exactly right, making $1,200 a week, and then they'll put up a certain amount on their 401k, and then y'all will match it.
Yeah.
And over a period of time, it really mounts up, doesn't it?
It really mounts up. Yeah. It really does. It really does. And I'm gonna tell you something. With the way the economy is today, everybody is looking out for what they're gonna have when they retire.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I like to say about Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We just don't want you to work for us. We want you to be a part of it.
Yeah.
All our drivers, we got drivers been there 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah. You know. It's got to be something good about you. Somebody stay with you that long.
And with your modern
equipment,
it makes it easy. Of course, you have to go to the driver's school. I mean, that's a requirement. You have to have you have to be certified to drive one of those big 18-wheelers. But of course, it's like going from a standard transmission, having 5 different or 7 to 8 different gears. Right now you're going automatic transmission, aren't you?
We have some automatics, but you think about it, for a person that's just not doing nothing, you can go to that school, and we got one right there in Montgomery that we really like. You can go to school, come join up with us, and we'll reimburse you while you're going to school.
Isn't that amazing?
That's pretty good.
I mean, we're in a time where everybody needs a job. That's a good deal, ain't it?
Exactly right. And there's drivers at Wiley Sanders that are making over $100,000 a year. Is that right?
Correct. Over $100,000.
So you can. In fact, I reckon you can drive as much as you're allowed. Is that right?
It's the law allowed. We run legal. We have satellite communication. You have to take the breaks. We just do it like it's supposed to be done.
All right, right now, when you come out on air, what are you telling them about $1,000?
$1,000.
I'm going to give you $1,000 in cash, just to make you happy to join our
you may have somebody
group.
that's relocating, is what we're looking at. Somebody may be relocating and they want to come drive for us. Well, that $1,000 is just something to help you, move and get the expenses.
And I would think if you wanted to, you could put that $1,000 in your 401k if you wanted to.
Anything with it you want to.
To get it going.
Right. Once you join up, let me ask you this while we're talking about trucking. What about our little basketball girls team?
Boy, I tell you what. I tell you what, you are a great one, ladies and gentlemen. Hoss Daddy, the reason where he got his name was they get it inside the Hoss Daddy, and he reaches up and slams it over that guy, and they said, if it don't say Hoss Daddy, you don't want it. And of course, you're right. We're proud of this basketball team, this girls basketball team at Charles Henderson, led by Maury Davenport, the 6'4" center. Hey, she gonna go one-on-one with you, Jeffrey. We got a deal going on, and she gonna slam it over your head.
Well, I want them to win.
She gonna block every one of your shots.
And if they win, when they come back, Wiley Sanders going to take them all the subway and buy them.
Hear that. Wiley Sanders
All
is
they
going
got
to
to
take
do is
that
win.
whole basketball team to Subway right here on the bypass if they win.
I hope Bristol approves that and I don't have to pay for that.
Exactly right. Oh, yeah. Hey, I don't think you...
When do they play? They play today or tomorrow?
Today.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry,
they
it's
play
tomorrow. Wednesday, right. 3 o'clock.
Well, we're going to have them on our show if they win, too. So we're going to... I'll probably get Doda.
I was coming back from the beach and went by Sampson yesterday. That's one of my
They're
schools
good, too.
And the whole school was shut down. The whole school shut down, and they were in Birmingham for.
Did they win, Mike? They win the first game?
Yeah, they won. They won by I think 20.
Wow.
We were talking about this though, Hawks.
Small school.
Dominant women's programs in the state.
Alias Jeffrey Bennett, of course, known as House Daddy. This basketball team, of course, is very good, and it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication. But to go to Birmingham to play just to make it to the Final Four is like winning a championship.
Yeah.
But this team has the ability to win it all.
Yeah, last year they was right there in it, right up to the last.
They were right. Of course, they went up against a team that had won 3 in a row, and now they've won 4 in a row. They have a legendary coach there at Winona. Has been there for years. And what they do, Mike, they press you all over the court. That means, but the thing is, Jones, the coach's daughter, is a great dribbler and is a great free throw shooter. So Winona could get in trouble that way, don't you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean they're a Birmingham school, and I won the state championship 4 years in a row. Their coach has been battling cancer the last couple of years, and they do a lot of stories about him on TV up here. So. I hope the girls can win it this year. I know they'll be disappointed if they don't.
No question about it. Of course.
Last night, I just think Tulsa Center's got to find a new baseball coach. So
why?
And Coach Shannon has stepped down as the baseball coach. Yeah. So
why?
I don't know. There's an article about it yesterday in the Messenger.
Gosh, Josie, I like Josie.
Yeah.
Josie
find a new baseball coach.
Said some family issues and things.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry about that. And I'll look into that. I hadn't heard much about it. I know Charleston is off to a slow start, but they're going up against good competition. Troy is 4-4, but they lost 2 one-run games to Florida State this weekend at Florida State.
And they lost one
at Auburn.
A one-run game to Auburn, and then one run game to Florida State.
Okay, one run.
Right. 2 games to Florida State, 1 Florida.
So they lost 4 games this weekend, but 3 of them was to the 3rd-ranked team in the country, Florida State.
Right.
And the other one was to Auburn the other night in Auburn, and we enjoyed that game. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Bennett's with us today, and of course, Jeffrey's been with Sanders Trucking how long?
All my life.
Yeah, all your life.
All my adult life, really, I can say that I'm not ashamed, but I'm 57 years old, and I come there right out of high school.
Mike,
let me tell you this, Mike, when you talk about trucking, and I always like to emphasize this, all my life, all around trucking, all you hear drivers say, I want to get home.
Right.
I can't get home.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't get home. I can't get home. Well, we can get you home. So
you got to have a life.
Yeah, we can get you home. We're family oriented. We can get you home. The way we can get you home is by having our own product to haul. We got a plaster plant, a lead plant, and we got trailers dropped all over the United States. So a lot of our stuff, you just roll in. They call it drop and hook, and drivers that hear this know what I'm talking about. You roll in, you drop, you rehook, and you come back.
Exactly.
Now, we had guys that left Sunday that was back last night.
Wow.
That's the guys I'm talking about be home twice a week. Now, they'll leave today.
Right.
They'll be back Wednesday. They'll be back Friday. They'll leave Sunday.
Yeah.
You can't, and then we call it our regional run. You just can't beat that in trucking nowadays, especially if you got a family. You want to go to these good ball games. Yeah, in Pike County, we got some good teams in Pike County. I mean, we're really doing good.
That's right.
Mike, have you ever seen a Wiley Sanders commercial on Birmingham television? Hello.
Might have lost him.
He must have had to do something. Mama had a mama do this morning. But now y'all are all over the state, though, aren't you? I've seen you on. Let's see who. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, Mike, it's Will Mann. Matthews.
Will Matthews, we've got Hoss Daddy on the phone with Sanders Trucking. Have you ever seen a Sanders truck on the road?
About 1,000 of them.
Exactly right. Of
At
course,
least.
Will Matthews, a local attorney in the Ozark area, and of course, Hoss Daddy, Will, has been with Sanders a long time. He's the guy that steps out in front and says, "I'll give you $1,000 up front if you'll come work with Wiley Sanders Trucking."
I wish I could go work for him for a day and then I'd quit.
Oh, now we wouldn't let you do that.
Hey, what would happen if you gave them a check and they turned around the next week and quit?
We got ways around that.
I don't know if lawyers are qualified to drive big trucks, are they?
Yeah. And of course, Will Matthews, local attorney in Ozark, and of course, you're now the new city judge in what was that? Where I saw that the other day? Webb, downtown Webb, Alabama. You know where that is?
Yeah.
Hoss Daddy. Yeah, downtown Webb. Of course, you're gonna give us any kind of get out of jail free thing. You can go once we're riding through Webb. Is that right?
Yeah, they've got 2 TV stations and a steel mill there, so they got some pretty good stuff.
Exactly right. Of course, Hoss Daddy, who is he? He's affectionately called Jeffrey Bennett. Is seen all over the state of Alabama talking about Wiley Sanders Trucking, and of course the Sanders Company is everywhere. Is that right?
Yes, and very easy to talk about because it's simple. We got plenty of freight. We got equipment to haul it with. All we need you to do is come in and meet the qualification, and we'll put you to work.
And of course, and solid work with wonderful amenities, I call it.
Yeah.
Benefits.
You know, you talk about trucking, and you talk to any truck driver, and the first thing he's gonna say, "Well, I don't want to sit." Why does he don't want to sit?
He
don't make no money when he
right.
sit.
Right.
So we've just created and fixed hours where you don't sit.
So they've got to be moving and carrying freight or carrying some product to get paid. Is that right?
That's correct. And I'll tell you something else, and I won't call no company's name, but a lot of people tell you, well, we'll pay you this, and they give you this large amount.
Yeah.
But they don't pay you when you're empty.
Yeah, that was just
in other words, you go all the way to California, you get this big high dollar, but you sit out there for 5 days. I don't know about you, but if I sit around, I eat.
So if you did
and spend money.
If you did have to drive from Chicago without a load, which is not going to be the case with
not going to be the case, but if you do,
you would pay them anyway. Is that right?
If that wheel rolls, you make money. That's it. If that wheel turns, you make money.
Now, when I ride by a truck, and I rode by one yesterday, and I saw a Wiley Sanders truck. When they're not carrying a load, sometimes they park outside of town. Is that right?
That's correct.
Do they own their own rigs, or do they bring those rigs on in and park them, or what do they do normally?
Well, we can come into the yard. We like for our drivers to come in, especially the company trucks. We have some lease trucks, but we want all our company trucks to come into the yard, get into the service program, make sure that your oil is good, make sure everything is good with the truck. We got a system out there, which Terry runs, Terry McPherson, where you come in, all you do is just get out the truck.
Yeah.
Go to the driver's lounge, write down what's wrong, what you see that's wrong with it, and then we'll fix what you see, and then we'll also run it through our inspection lane where we'll fuel it, inspect it, and just take it out. That's why we don't have no breakdown.
Has he already had a nap, or can he go home?
Well, that just depends on how his hours.
I know. All right, like when he takes the truck in, does he have to sit and wait for the truck to be
well,
picked?
it just depends. We have guys that don't live in Troy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
So
saying.
when those guys come in, they mostly schedule it where they got plenty of time to run, and they know their trucks. They know how long they're going to be there. We don't hold you up.
I'll tell you one other thing you'll see with Wiley Sanders Truck Line or any of their companies is they're going to be well kept. You won't ever see a Wiley Sanders truck that needs to be washed much.
No, we got
unless he's gone through a snowstorm.
We got a great wash rack system, and we got guys that hand wash it, and then we run it through a machine. You ever tried to work on something that was dirty?
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
My lawnmower,
Yeah.
or my closet, or whatever.
And we just feel good, clean, careful equipment just lasts as long, and it's just better. And the boss is real strict on that.
Looks good for the company too.
That's one thing. If you come to Troy now, we're gonna watch.
Right. Well, I tell you what, have you ever seen Jeff Hoss Daddy on a commercial on TV? Will?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, this is him now. This is Hoss Daddy now. He averaged 44 points a game at Luverne High School. In high school, he was the quarterback on the football team. Threw for 1,800 yards and 41 touchdowns, and he's also
I think he's lying.
an amateur boxer, and he's just everything.
Scratch golfer.
I need you to get drivers for me.
So
Mike, he's got the second best commercial on that comes on TV. Number one, and he's above everybody else, is the guy playing the judge in Enterprise that sells cars. That guy is the number one commercial by far.
I thought your favorite commercial would be this guy that what's his name? Everybody's named this guy. What's his name? Alexander Shannar. What are you friends with Alexander? Why don't you do that, Will? I'm Will Matthews. I'm Will Matthews. I'm Will Matthews.
He spends $1 million a month on advertising.
Are you serious?
I'm definitely, yes.
And I'll take Hoss Daddy's advertisement any day over that guy.
Shannara's over 5 states now.
Yeah. Southeast states.
Isn't that amazing? And of course, the way they advertise, and Sanders believes in advertising.
Yes.
Because you want everybody out there to know that you've got a great opportunity for them and a career.
That is correct.
If you drive well, if you do your thing, they're going to do what it takes to keep you with the company and provide great benefits.
And most of the time, that's money.
Yeah, exactly.
And getting you home. I mean, it's no cutting corners. Drivers want to get paid, and they want to get home, and they want a nice piece of equipment.
All right, let's say I'm Benny Joe Cumbus that wants to go to work. That's the name of a real guy. Let's say Benny Joe Doe, and he wants a job with Sanders Trucking. Well, first of all, when he comes in, they're going to say, well, do you have a permit to drive 18-wheelers? Are you a certified driver? Is that the first thing you ask him or what?
Yes, and I'll tell you something, I'm glad you mentioned that. Say if a guy is out of town, and I'm going to use Birmingham since we're thinking about the basketball team going to Birmingham. Say a guy's in Birmingham, he wants to come drive for us. We could actually call the number, the recruiting number, 1-800-633-1510. We would take an application on him, and we could do most of all that online or on the phone. Then if this guy meets our requirements, we'll send him a bus ticket.
Exactly. Now, another thing, he's got to have a good driving record. He's got to be drug-free.
And that is correct. And when you talk about this good driving record, and I try to tell a lot of, especially young guys, this, be careful. I like sport cars, but
that's right,
you got to be careful with these speeding tickets.
Yeah.
There's so many people we can't hire. It's not that they got, they're a bad driver, but they got a big speeding ticket.
Right.
A speeding ticket 15 miles over.
15 miles
in your own vehicle.
It's bad. Yeah. It's really bad.
And y'all can't do anything to help him.
We can't do nothing to help him.
Yeah.
We can't. Even Alexander Shannar can't help you.
Will, in your career, and it's been a long career in law, have you ever gone straight up against a Sanders company?
No, I never have.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, let's keep it like that.
That's right.
I mean, what I'm saying, you had to go up against them in any kind of legal problem. Is that right?
Now, I'll tell you something I bet you didn't know, Mike. I'm sure they've got this. I've got a friend of mine that works for AAA Cooper in Dothan, and they've got thousands of trucks. They've got a thing that can track every single truck they've got anywhere in the country.
GPS, I guess.
It's some kind of GPS thing, and I'm sure Wiley's got it too.
It's called satellite communication.
Yeah, satellite,
In other words, if you're parked, we'll know where that truck is.
They can find him in 5 seconds.
Exactly. So you know where that guy is, don't you?
You know where that guy is. You talk about that that satellite communication, and one of the best things about that is everything comes on that. Your paycheck, your loads, directions.
Wow.
You know, when I was driving, the biggest thing I had was getting lost.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they got this thing,
Right.
you hit this button, say warehouse up, boom, bing, and it's a turn left here, turn right here, low overpass, don't go over that.
Wow.
I mean, it's just the modern day is
and the thing about
it's
it,
amazing.
let's say you're in New Orleans and you just delivered a load, and you live in Birmingham or live in somewhere in that general area. You can go on home and expect your check to be sent to your.
What's the paper saying? Check in the mail.
To your mailbox. The check is in the mail. You don't have to try to drive to Troy to get your check.
No,
is that right?
no, we don't have no problem with that. They got all kind of ways of paying you.
And of course, I'm sure down there in Ozark, do you ever have any folks that drop by Love's down there?
Oh yeah, we have people
big new truck stop in Ozark. Will, have you ever gone out there for coffee?
I tell you, that place is covered up every single day. I'm fixing to drive by there. I bet there'll be 40 trucks there.
And now, do your drivers stop by there some and fuel or whatever?
We have all major Loves, Petros, all our fuel stops are major stops. The reason that being is so they'll be nice, so they have showers, TVs, a driver lounge. You know, you want your driver to be as comfortable as he can be.
Exactly. You know, I took a bus to the bowl game down to New Orleans, and there was a company down there, a truck stop called Mardi Gras Truck Stop. Have you ever heard of Mardi Gras?
Never heard of that.
It was. I'm not saying it wasn't good, but you know, you want name brand folks. Y'all deal with name brand folks that are proven. Is that right?
And I'll tell you something else that we do. We talk about a lot. It's double teaming. We have a lot of husband and wives. We have a lot of husband and wives where they run together. I'll tell you something else that's really helped us a lot. We have a lot of people that have had one career and retired.
Yeah.
And start doing something else.
Exactly.
And they decide to drive a truck. And they come to Wireless Sandals Truck Line. They just see the world.
Exactly.
And get paid to see the world.
Now, do y'all have many female drivers?
We do. We do. We have a lot of people.
They've done well?
They've done well. They've done well.
And again, it's no real physical work other than the whatever how physical you got to be to drive that big 18-wheeler.
That's right.
Well, you know, like I was telling you that last time we talked, freight is a hard thing to get off the truck sometimes. Used to be. Not with us. We have a guy that's all he does is set it up when you get there. He knows you coming. He knows you're supposed to be there 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
He has it ready.
They come out there and they unload it. Yeah. And you go on my truck.
So you would say Wiley Sanders Truck Lines is as modern as any of them out there, is that right?
It's as modern as any of them out there, and we're among the highest.
And if it don't say Wiley Sanders on that label, believe you me, you don't want it.
You don't want us to bring it. If you don't say Wiley Sanders,
and if you don't want to deal with Hoss Daddy, go on down the road because he's the man when it comes to trucking.
Wiley Sanders.
And he's going to give you $1,000 in cash to come work with. We'll go ahead and turn in your legal all your legal notices and come on and go to work with Wiley Sanders.
Maybe Will and I can do a team drive.
But I tell you what, Will, there are drivers that make over $100,000 a year working with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, and a lot of them with very good livings and
get home.
And they get
Don't
on
forget
home
that. Get home.
and have a life.
It's real important to us to get a driver home. If you go and talk, if it was 100 truck drivers over there, and you asked them their 3 complaints, number 1 would be get home. Number 2 would be equipment, and number 3 would be sitting.
Yeah.
So we focused our attention on them 3 areas and got them.
Now, when they're stopped, they've got a nice place to sleep. They have do y'all have TVs in most of the
you
trucks?
furnish your own TV, but we furnish all the cables and everything that goes in there. We also got some trucks that you can actually turn the engine off. It's got like a generator on it.
Yeah.
Runs real quiet. Runs your air condition.
Yeah.
Everything.
So when we see a truck on the side of the road, parked on the side of the road, they're taking a nap pretty much. Is that right?
Sometimes.
I got a trucking question. Right here between Troy and Brundage, there's a little area beside the road, and
right.
there's always 3 or 4 trucks stopped right there.
Right there at the John Deere place, right near the John Deere
I've always
place.
wondered why there's always trucks stopped right there. Is that just
because they're trying to deliver into Walmart.
I got you. They're waiting.
There's nowhere to park up there. so they let them park there.
Yeah. Now, do y'all have to
Now,
pay?
that's why I want to say this.
Yeah.
If we come into Walmart, we've already got a trailer there.
Right.
So we go in, we drop that loaded
up.
trailer, get the empty trailer and leave. You don't see us park.
All right,
Gotcha.
now, does Walmart, do they have to pay Walmart to pay there, to park there?
No, that's just a just a little pull off.
They let them do it, don't they?
Yeah.
That's a lot of trucks in there.
A lot of trucks in there. Well, you only got that little pull off, and what is that? The B line. And
that's right.
Yeah.
And the heart is there.
Right.
You know, you can't get but 3 or 4 trucks right now.
Yeah. Well, of course.
That's why the drop and hook comes in real handy. I'm gonna emphasize that.
I was talking about Walmart parking lot. You know, there's a lot of.
Well, they won't let you on Walmart lock them unless you deliver.
Yeah, I got you.
Your delivery time is 12 o'clock. That's when you can go.
So if you deliver there, you could park there then.
Yeah.
You're talking about the distribution center down here.
Yeah, the distribution center.
Oh, okay, yeah. But now at Walmart in Troy, I see a lot of.
Sometimes there'll be some trucks out there.
I think Walmart allows that. I'm not for sure
exactly.
about that.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, Wiley Sanders Truck Line has been around a long time. Right now, with 750, at least that many on the road. Is that right?
Wow.
And and of course, one thing about it, you see that label there and that logo there. It stands for quality, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Quality equipment, quality people.
Dependability.
People that care about you and your family and that want to see you do good and get home.
No question about it. And I know some of the people that you work with. One of them is my buddy T-Mac.
Right.
And he and I grew up together, and I just know, I know this, and I know the man himself, Mr. Wiley Sanders. He wants it done right.
Yeah. You know, Mr. Cockwood, Mr. Cockwood, Bobby
who their number
Brown.
one customer is, who they do the most driving for.
All right, now most of their driving they do for themselves, is that right?
Yeah, and I ain't gonna get into that number one customer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
all our customers are number one.
But I'll tell you this: he drives for some big corporations.
That's what I'm getting to. Who
Y'all do
we
carry.
got several. We got Miller Beer
That's
Company.
what I'm
we
saying,
got
yeah.
Johnson Control. We haul a lot of paper.
Yeah.
We haul big lots.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of big. We don't have a freight problem.
Yeah.
We do not have a freight problem.
That's good.
And if you got a trucking company and you don't have a freight problem,
that's a good
the
thing.
next thing is money.
Right.
And if you're not hauling freight, or if you don't have a load going and coming, Sanders is disappointed because they want to make sure that their drivers have a load going out and coming in. Is that right?
And before we let you sit, we'll send you somewhere to get one and still pay you.
And right now, they'll train you, or you can go to training in Montgomery, Alabama, be trained to drive an 18-wheeler, and then apply for a job with Wiley Sanders, and they're going to give you $1,000 just to sign the papers.
That's correct, Mike.
And ladies and gentlemen, again, if it don't say Hoss Daddy when it comes to trucking, of course, the guy that makes Wiley Sanders a pleasant place to work.
Oh yeah, everybody makes it. All the people.
You try to get to know all the drivers?
We try to. We got a great staff. I mean, from the president to the CEOs on down, Mr. Parkwood, Terry.
These are guys that are very active in our community too.
Very.
Bobby Brown and I have known him ever since.
Ain't many places you
I've
come on
known
TV
him ever since he was 2 feet tall.
Ain't many people.
They ain't 6'7"
that you could come on TV and say, if the basketball team win, we're gonna take them all the subway.
That's right.
They gonna take care of it.
That's right. You're exactly right. Again, thank you so much for coming on our show.
Mike,
yes.
ask him one more question.
Sure.
Does Team Whitaker still have CB radios on them?
Yes, they do.
They do?
Really?
Yeah.
Do they use them much?
Not as much as they used to, but they still
that was
have
a big thing at one time, though, wasn't it?
Break one down.
All right, you drove. Give us a little of that jargon.
No.
Yeah, come down. Some of that Smokey and the Bandit stuff.
Mike, I can still remember my handle. I used to have one in my car.
What was it?
The Commodore.
The Commodore. He played at Vanderbilt.
And if I know you, you stayed on that phone, that radio all the time, I bet.
I did. I loved it. Yeah.
No question about it.
That was before cell phones.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, Sanders Trucking and Sanders Company is a class organization. They want to do right by their employees, and at the same time, they want their employees to do right by them.
Yes, sir.
So it's a team, isn't it?
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
Hand in hand.
And now, can I say this without any room for other than the #1 company in the company? If it don't say Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, believe you me, you don't want it.
That's right.
Is that pretty good?
That's pretty good, Mike.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Hoss Daddy, and of course I want to mention also you have a detail shop that everybody really loves in this town.
Yeah, go by Trojan Detail and see Yolanda over there. She takes care of all that.
Okay, and of course you've been in that business a while too. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Yolanda does that.
Yeah, okay.
They just let me hang around. I'll be out there a while to sell them.
Exactly right, no question about it. And then who starches your blue jeans?
Huh?
You
Troy
look,
Cleaners.
You look like you're well starched.
Everything I get comes from Troy.
Okay.
My job from Troy.
Yeah.
My clothes from Troy.
And and you want those truck drivers to look decent too, don't you?
And go Trojan.
No question about it. And of course, we appreciate the Sanders Company, and especially Sanders Trucking Company, Troy, Alabama. And of course, again, that telephone number.
1-800-633-1510. After hours, 334-372-5049.
How quick could somebody right now driving in from Andalusia or driving in from Eufaula or Troy or Ozark or Dothan, how quick could they see somebody about a job?
As quick as it take them to call, we'll have somebody that will take care of it.
I promise you. You ready to get out there right now and get going?
Right now. You call either one of them numbers.
I tell you what, ladies and
somebody will
gentlemen,
take care of
his name is Hoss Daddy, Jeffrey Bennett, a very good friend. We appreciate you so much being a part of our show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back with more of Today in LA, including a chat with Will Matthews, local attorney.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
The new Smokehouse Pizza from Little Caesars is our first pizza with 3 smoked meats. So we got barbecue champion Big Mo Queson to test it out. 8-hour smoked brisket.
Certified beefified.
10-hour smoked pulled pork.
Certified hoggified.
Applewood smoked bacon.
Certified baconfied.
Drizzled with tangy barbecue sauce plus a Smokehouse seasoned crust.
Certified smokified.
The new Smokehouse Pizza. Only $9 and only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you were out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
I think she's back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Pike County Ford on the bypass in Troy, where they'll get you any car you want. Let's say that you wanted an Infiniti that was sitting on a lot in Atlanta. They can pick up that phone and get you that automobile with everything on it. You know, the computer sells a lot of cars, and a lot of people now are going to the computer to look for automobiles and look for the exact same things you want in that car, and they can get it for you.
You're not restricted to just what's on the lot anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, they can find anything.
That's right, and of course of course the Ford cars and trucks are outstanding, and of course, to me, those Ford trucks are just outstanding, and of course you can go through their lot though, and find many different cars and trucks to choose from, and of course we appreciate our good friend Jeremy today, and of course he does a super job as the new owner at Pike County Ford.
Yeah.
Will Matthews is on the line from Ozark, local attorney. Steve Curtis is on the line right here with me here this morning, and
he's running for judge, isn't he?
That's right.
Running
That's
for
right.
district judge.
And let me ask this: did you go before Hightower much in your career?
Yeah, I did a few times.
Yeah, he was one of these guys by the book, wasn't he?
Always know what to expect, right?
He's the only person I ever gave money to, politician that
gave it
gave
back.
it back and wouldn't take it.
Yep.
Oh, are you serious?
Yep.
I saw his daughter in Dothan. And I guess they'd been campaigning or something all day, and then they went down to Dothan to eat dinner, and his daughter was there, and she had a shirt on. And I told her, I said, I think a lot of your daddy, and I gave her a $100 bill. I said, give this to your daddy. He mailed the damn thing back. I've never seen it.
I've heard of many people he gave money back to.
Yeah.
Would not accept it. Yeah.
Of course, Stephen's been in, in practice with Calhoun and Falk. You've heard of those two guys before, haven't you?
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Of course, in downtown Troy, both of them very good friends of mine.
Right.
Will Matthews, of course, been in law. Gosh, a graduate of Vanderbilt University, and did you go to Vanderbilt Law School or University of Alabama Law School?
I went to Alabama Law School.
The Alabama Law School, and of
I
course,
had to pay for that. I went to Vanderbilt on a golf scholarship. Everything was paid for, and then I went to Alabama. You won't believe this, Mike. My tuition at Alabama Law School was $250 a semester.
oh God, that's cheap.
Unbelievable.
Now it's $17,000 a semester, I think, or
Yeah.
$15,000.
I hate to ask you how
amazing.
much it costs to go to Vanderbilt now, and you went free.
$100,000 a year.
You went free. I bet these old guys from Nashville and Memphis and Birmingham and all those places that that a lot of those Vanderbilt kids came from. They say, well, what is it about this old boy down in Ozark that makes him so special?
I could hit a golf ball. That's the
You
only
could hit a golf ball, didn't you? Okay. But did they all know that your daddy was a huge Tennessee fan?
Yeah, but Mike, he went to law school. He was smart. He went to Tennessee, and then he was going to Tennessee Law School for a year, and then he went into the service as a JAG lawyer. They sent him to Korea, and when he got back, the government said they'll pay for his law school, so then he went to Vanderbilt.
Oh, really?
Smart guy.
So he graduated from Vanderbilt.
Okay,
Wow.
that's something. And of course, y'all have
But
been.
he was district judge the last 10 years he lived.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now he had a law practice in Ozark. What, all the way back to the 50s or what?
56, yeah, 1956, and he and I practiced law together for about 15 years, and then he retired, and then he got bored being retired, so then he ran for judge and got that, and then he was that the last 10 years of his life.
I did not realize
Did you learn
that.
a lot from your dad?
I learned everything from him. He taught me how to practice law.
Did
Wow.
you spend a lot of time in that library? I've been in that library of yours. That's a pretty impressive library.
I haven't looked at a book in I don't know how many years.
Now you look at a book, I bet you, every day, don't you?
You talking about like a case reporter type book, or?
Oh, I've still got a current library. I'm probably the only lawyer
No, we've got one at our office. In fact,
miles of here that's got a real library, and I never open a book. I look it up online. I mean,
we still get all the books at our office. In fact, we've got every reporter. You probably do too, because Joe Falk started with Mr. Orm, so we've got every reporter that's ever been done, and we still receive them. But very seldom do we pull the books. You're right. We look online most of the time.
Exactly right.
Look at them.
Of course, this show is brought to you by Trojan Auto Parts. My good friend Mike Kilcrease on South Running Street right here in Troy. And, I've got to have some windshield wipers. And what I'll do, I'll pull up, and they'll come out and put
put 'em
those
on for you.
windshield wipers on for me. They'll do the same thing with a battery. That is a service to me.
I need to send my son there. My son's got a headlight out. He's 16.
That's right.
And he told me this weekend about it being out, and I said, Don't let me forget. Well, I forgot. Well, he got
Yeah.
pulled over last night
Oh,
for
boy.
not having a light, but we got to get that fixed.
And another thing I've got to have fixed today is my right blinker doesn't work. You know,
Yeah.
it said, bim, 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 bim. Is that right with you, Will?
Yeah.
Well, Will, tell us what's happening in the Republican Party. You were at a big meeting this weekend. Tell us, they try to run Bobby Bright off, or what's the deal?
Well, they tried to throw him off the ballot because he used to be a Democrat.
Right.
And I said, well, I guess you can throw Kay Ivey off the ballot because she used to be a
Yeah,
Democrat.
that's right.
Right.
Was your daddy was a Democrat, wasn't he?
Now, my daddy was always a Democrat.
Well, I mean, a lot of the old, I don't know about Calhoun and Falk, but I would think they're Republican, aren't they?
They are. They are.
But, you know,
But years ago, it was
their
kind of
big buddy,
reversed.
though, was Democrat, wasn't he?
Bill Baxley.
Bill Baxley.
Yeah, yeah, he
Is he
was.
still a Democrat?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
He'll die a Democrat.
Bill Baxley, yeah, I assume so.
Do you know Bill Baxley?
I know him well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew his brother really well, Wade. He died 2 or 3 years
I remember Wade, yeah.
Wade was a great golfer, too.
Was Wade a lawyer also?
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was.
Bar, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought so.
Of course, we, you know, a lot of people say that Bill Baxley is one of the smartest people that probably have ever run for governor. He wasn't governor, but he was the attorney general for a long time. Is he a good trial lawyer, too?
Oh, yeah, he's a very good lawyer.
Yeah. You know, everybody said that, you know, always wondered, and Jerry Beasley's a real good indicator. You know, Jerry Beasley ran for governor, and of course, a lot of local Troy guys supported him and everything. And I tell you what, Jerry Beasley is a nice guy, is a good guy, but has one of the biggest law firms in the nation now. But if he'd been governor, he might not have gone that route. What do you think?
Mike, Jerry and I are friends, and Jerry and my dad were real good friends, and he's told me, I bet he's told me 15 times, he's so glad he didn't get elected governor.
That's right.
Because he ended up getting in the practice
Trial
of
work.
law,
And Baxley's probably the same thing. Probably the same thing with Baxley.
True.
You know.
He was in politics a long time.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
He was lieutenant governor. He was attorney general. He was everything.
All right, now when Baxley ran for governor, and who was it he got in a squabble with that turned everybody's attention back to Bob James? What was it?
It was Charlie Graddick.
Charlie Graddick from Mobile. And you know, and you don't ever hear from Charlie Graddick anymore, do you?
Well,
He's a circuit judge down there now.
Mobile
in Mobile.
Yeah.
All right, now from right here in Troy, Alabama, Ken Cox, his brother, is a federal judge, isn't he? Do you know him from Mobile?
I don't know him.
You know, he grew up in Luverne. Check your Google this morning and ask for.
I'll have to check that out.
Check that out. His dad, his brother was a federal judge.
Really?
In Mobile circuit. I don't know. I don't understand all that jargon. But
right now, Mike, the only federal judge we got in this district, the 2nd Congressional District, is from Troy.
Yeah, Keith Watkins.
Yeah, Keith Watkins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was in your firm?
I
for a
joined
long time.
the firm I'm in when Keith got appointed to the federal bench.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, Keith is the only federal judge in the 2nd District, and and basically he acts as a traffic cop. You know, the cases come in, it's just so overwhelming. He appoints judges from other districts to come in and try the case. We've got 2 openings right now in Montgomery.
Right.
And what for a judgeship?
Federal
Yeah,
district judge.
And of course, there were some big name federal judges going back all the way to the Wallace era. Who were some of those federal judges that were so popular?
Well, Frank Johnson.
Yeah, Frank Johnson was one that stood up to Wallace. Is that right?
Yeah, he was a great judge, and Truman Hobbs was a great judge.
I'll tell you, a judge from Eufaula was a judge, wasn't he? Houston, Gorman Houston. One Gorman Houston,
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court.
How about Ira DeMint?
Ira DeMint, you remember that name?
Yeah, Ira DeMint was he was a judge, and
Was he a federal district judge as well? I can't remember.
yeah, he was a district judge.
Yeah.
How about Butts from right here in Luverne? What
Supreme
about
Court?
him?
Supreme Court.
Alabama
He's
Supreme
on
Court.
Supreme Court.
Yeah, well, Butts might live in Elba, but he's originally from Luverne. He was a Supreme Court guy or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in Luverne. I saw him Saturday at the Republican meeting.
Yeah. Of course, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him a long time. He and I used to work for the Thompson Company moving van service. And boy, you talk about hard work back in the college.
Wow.
And he and I worked together during the summer. Romy Morgan, the great Romy Morgan was our boss. Willie, have you ever had to work for a living?
What are you talking about?
Wait a minute now. Right now, all your legal work, you tell Elizabeth, say, Elizabeth, do this and Elizabeth, do that. I'm going to go play dominoes and I'm going to go play golf.
I do have it easy, but I'm 62 years old now, so I deserve it, Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm being very facetious. Will Matthews is a very hard worker. You get there early, though. You're one of those guys that get to work early.
In fact, I'm sitting in front of my office. I'm fixing to walk in. It's nice to have a daughter that graduated #1 in her class at Ole Miss.
Oh, man,
Wow.
You're right.
So she's smart as real.
I bet that has helped you out quite a bit, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we were talking about lawyers now, and Lawyer Calhoun's a good friend of mine.
Right.
Lawyer Falk, and a lot of my good friends are lawyers here in town. But most of you guys, y'all don't get home to 7 or 8 o'clock at night, do you? Why do y'all stay at work so long? Why can't you do it? Why can't you do it and do your job in normal business hours?
You can get more done when the phone's not ringing. It's the way I figured
Are you that way, Will?
That's why I get to my office usually at 7 in the morning. I'm late this morning, but usually I get there at 7.
Before the phone starts ringing.
Yeah.
That's right.
And of course, you know, especially your company at one time handled a lot of insurance.
Insurance
defense and so forth. So y'all had a lot on the docket, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. That was before I got there. When they did a lot of that. But
Hey, Mike, y'all have a good one. I've got to
Yeah, Will, 1 second though, 1 second. Right. Do you try to solve everything out of court or in court?
Out of court. I try to settle every case.
Yeah, and are you pretty good at that?
Oh yeah.
I mean, really, that's to the benefit of the
everybody.
Of everybody, really, isn't it?
It saves everybody money.
That's right.
Yeah. And of course, some lawyers are really good at it, aren't they?
Some are good and some are bad.
Some don't want to settle.
Everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Take it easy. I got to run.
Thank you so much, Will Matthews.
See you, Will.
Calling in from Ozark, of course, local attorney there. Bancorp South, formerly the Pinkett Agency, and they've got banks everywhere now.
Right.
That's a big. They have got a big company there representing some very good insurance companies.
Yeah.
Gene's Flowers on the South Brundage Street. Have you ever ordered any flowers from Gene's?
All the time.
They send my wife a dozen red roses and put it on this credit card.
I don't
Is that
know
right?
if it's that, but you know.
But really, you don't have to even go.
No.
You can say, all right, I want a dozen red roses, or I want some several gifts, or I want some plants or whatever, and just give them the credit card number and it's over. You know,
they get taken care of.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's right. That's a good thing.
We're very proud to have them as part of our show. Dowling Trucks and Rental. Of course, these guys now are getting big in the rental business, and you know, from a lawnmower to a bulldozer, that rental business is big business.
And that's a great thing because you don't have to spend the money to the investment in it.
And also, they sell John Deere tractors and equipment and all kinds of these outdoor vehicles that everybody enjoys so much.
ATVs, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. No question about it.
Of
course, now you've got 4 kids. Is that right?
I have 4 boys.
All boys.
Yes, sir.
And so and you got one in college, is that right?
One in college, one in high school, one in middle school, one in elementary school.
Man, oh man.
So, got them spread.
You sure did.
We do.
And of course, it's been a lot of fun, I'm sure.
It
The
is.
youngest one, how old is he?
He's in 4th grade. He's 10.
All right, so you probably watch him play baseball, don't you?
He likes basketball more than he likes
Is he
baseball.
pretty good
so-
basketball player?
Yeah, he likes to play.
You got a good goal in the backyard?
We do have one. It's we got to get it. It's
Do
actually,
you boys go two against two or what?
You know, now with them spread out, they're hardly ever at home at the same time
Yeah,
anymore. But you know, they like to get out there and shoot.
Yeah, well, I tell you, that's great. You're definitely a family man.
You definitely
What do you feel like are the credentials that you must have to be a circuit judge?
Or a district judge.
District judge. Excuse me.
Well, I mean, I think you got to have, you know, you got to have the knowledge of how the court operates, and you got to have some common sense. You got to have some compassion for
Yeah.
people, but you got to know the law and know how to apply the law, and
Yeah.
you got to also know the rules of court and rules of evidence and certain things that you have to know. And you know, my
Yeah.
practicing in district court and in all the courts basically for 20 years, I think.
Yeah.
Certainly qualifies me to serve as a district judge.
Do you do trial law too?
You know,
or do
yeah,
y'all
I
do
mean,
mostly?
well, trial-wise, you know, it depends on what you're calling a trial. I do divorces, so, you know, I call a divorce trial a trial.
Sometimes
I've had a few.
that's sort of tough sometimes. Isn't
They
it?
are hard. You know,
Because
I've been involved.
Especially when it involves children.
They are. That is difficult, you know. And in a divorce, you represent one of the parents typically, you know. In district court and juvenile court, you know, I represent DHR, and we're trying to protect kids and make sure kids that are being abused
That's very
and
good
neglected.
experience if you were represent DHR.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been representing DHR for 11
and a
years
decision
now.
on who's going to have custody of that child or who's going to raise that child.
Whether it's a parent or a relative or DHR getting custody,
Very, very important.
It's a big deal, you know. And
now let's just say the parents were drug addicts.
Mm-hmm.
Now and you got a child that they're trying to keep custody, and I know, you know, that judge is hearing from these parents and they're saying, oh, I am so sorry, I'll never do it again, I want to raise my children, I'll raise him right and everything. And what I'm saying, they can put up a pretty good argument.
And you know, most of them love their kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
they
question.
do love their kids, but they're addicted. And so I think you have to focus on trying to get the parents rehabilitated. And a lot of parents in those situations will say they want to go to rehab for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, and that's not long enough.
So you could rule to let maybe some person in the family, a grandmother or granddaddy or grandparents,
aunt,
raise
uncle,
the child
cousin, you know,
until they get their act straight.
Absolutely. You know, that's the goal when I represent DHR. The goal is to reunify kids with their parents, as long as it's safe for them to go back. So, you know, we try to keep kids out of foster care. So if there's a willing relative, you know, it can be a cousin or an aunt or an uncle, try to get the relative to get custody. So occasionally there's no relative willing or able to take them. Those are the kids that end up in foster care.
Do the kids ever get to have their say?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, or say, are you happy at home, or do your parents raise you the right way?
In those cases, every child that is involved in a case like that has an attorney representing them called a guardian ad litem. So,
oh, really? I didn't know that.
And typically the parents are appointed an attorney in those cases, or they can hire their own. But if they don't hire one, they'll be appointed an attorney to advocate for the parents.
Yeah.
But every child
So that child will have his say.
have a guardian ad litem. The guardian ad litem is supposed to see that child.
Do you take that into, you know, that child, what
Absolutely.
they've got to say? Do you take that into?
You know, a lot of people ask me at what point can a child decide where they want to live, and for some reason people have a perception that when they turn 14 they can decide. That's not the law, but tons of people tell me that, but it's not. A child can testify in any case. I don't care if they're 3 years old, 6 years old, 18 years old. Until they're 19, they're a child.
Yeah.
Now, we usually don't put kids on the stand a lot of times just because of the traumatic effects of it.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, the kids
You know,
want
they
to
love their mom and their daddy.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and it's hard to make a decision there, I'm sure.
It is, you know, and
the grandparents, I'm sure they love both grandparents too, don't they?
You know, and sometimes you get to where the two sides of the families are squabbling over the child. So those are hard cases. And
in a situation like that, it's great if you can convince the parents and the grandparents that what's in the best interest of that child.
Well, that is the legal standard in a dependency case involving a child, is what's in the child's best interest. It's not about what's best for the parents. It's about what's in the child's best interest.
And I'm sure you've made some decisions over the years that on your way home you say, "Oh gosh, I hope I made the right decision."
Yeah,
You ever sort of second guess yourself sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're on Today in L.A. Good morning.
Hi, it's Colin back.
Mike, we're talking law this morning on our show, and we've had a real good one. Hoss Daddy, I use that.
We're doing a law call?
Yeah. Hoss Daddy, was on our show earlier, and he represents Sanders Trucking so well.
He is.
And, we joke and carry on and everything, but hey, these are people serious about what they do.
He cares about that company. You can tell by listening to him.
He does, and he wants good people to be involved in the company, and is offering a great opportunity for a lot of people.
I think so.
And of course, it's not sometimes it's not all money. I mean, you want to make a good living, but you want to have good benefits too.
And a quality of life. It's not worth it if you're never at home.
Where would Troy be without Troy University and Wally Sanders Truck Lines?
No question about it. And of course, the other companies are very vital too. I don't know how many exactly the Sanders companies employ. I would say at least 1,000 people, maybe well over 1,000.
I'd say more than that.
Yeah, I would say
maybe well over 1,000 people work.
I mean, if you're combining K&W Plastics, the lead plant, the truck drivers.
The paint company too is pretty big.
Yeah, it's grown tremendously.
That's a big outfit too.
Right.
But we're just we're so glad to have them a part of our community.
Right.
So you went to the game this weekend when Person scored his 2000.
Yeah, and I tell you,
did they stop the game? How did that
No,
work?
they didn't stop the game. They didn't. Marcus Paramore, who does such a great job, with PA there, Wesley Person, as loud as he could, you could tell, and then everybody knew that he had just broke the record.
That's neat.
And of course,
that's still an amazing story. I mean, Coach Cunningham, that'll have to go down as one of the greatest players ever to sign with Troy. I still was shocked that he didn't get an offer from Auburn. Considering his dad played there, was an All-American, and
his uncle
was an All-American there, and
right.
And there's no doubt in my mind he could have played.
Oh yeah, he could have. And I'm not saying he would have been a starter, but he would have been the kind of guy that you'd want to bring in there when you needed a 3. I know that.
Right.
I don't think he would have started like his first couple of years, but I think he would have eventually started.
Yeah.
I think he's that good of a player. But
right.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. Troy might see it broken next year with Bernardo. I got to think Bernardo's points are way up there.
Well, let me tell you this. They say the best person of them all is coming, Stick Person's younger son, who's just in the 6th grade, and they say he is going to be something.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I can remember when...
They can already tell that from the 6th grade.
They say he's going to be a great one. He's already getting to be a big kid.
Is he in Brantley?
Huh?
Is he in Brantley too? Wow.
And, I tell you something about...
There's a Stallworth kid down at Georgiana that scored 55 points in the game this year. They're up in Birmingham.
And, there was a Stallworth that used to play at Brantley. I don't know if that's the same guy.
That's what I was wondering.
And, of course, he was the coach there. I'll say something about a person that I remember. Person, Mike, and the Harrelson kid from Enterprise. Do you remember him? That played quarterback in football and played basketball, was so good. His daddy's a doctor down there. He went on to Western Carolina. Now, can you believe this? He is the head basketball coach at Enterprise, right out of college.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you know at one time Wesley Person played on Enterprise's basketball team as an 8th grader? And at the same time, Harrelson was a 9th grader. Yeah. Harrelson was a 9th grader, and he was an 8th grader.
He lived in Enterprise and played
lived
there?
in Enterprise,
wow.
But then, of course, they moved to Brantley.
Back to Brantley.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, with Troy going forward. Of course, New Orleans, they went down there and won it all last year. I don't know how the format will be. Having that day off during the Sun Belt tournament last year really saved Troy, but Troy's got to find more consistency. you know, they'll play good one game and then they'll, you know, play poor the next. So I don't know. Do you see this team making a run, Dad? I just don't see it this year.
Well, I know this. Saturday was a good indication that if the 3 top guys shoot it like they shot it Saturday. Now, did you ever see the breakdown of points?
Yeah, Bernardo had 23, Person had 17, and Hicks had 17.
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think people will have a hard time beating them if those 3 play that kind of basketball, Mike. And then, of course, also Hicks probably had 10 or 12 rebounds. How many rebounds did he have? Do you know?
He was a double-double.
Wow.
Yeah. And
it's one of those things, though, where, you know, last year I guess they'd won maybe 6 in a row going into the tournament. And, you know, it's going to be tough to win these 2, you know, coming up. Georgia State, Georgia Southern, 2 of the best teams in the league on the road.
Now, they also...
I tell you what, it'd be fun to go down to New Orleans. If
I tell you what, I'm going to try my best. If Steve will let me off, I'm going to try my best to go down there and see some of it. You know, that'd be a nice trip. I tell you right now about this Troy team, Mike. They haven't shot the ball well as a team this year, and you know, Person has had an off year shooting as far as percentage wise, and another thing, they lost that game the other night to Lafayette, and Lafayette, ladies and gentlemen, was 16 out of 18 from the free throw line. Troy was something like 4 out of 14, or I mean, what I'm saying, they shot terrible from the line.
Yeah,
you've got to shoot free throws. Yeah, you know, too though. You got to be able to shoot free throws. And
Alabama's tournament chances are on the line tonight in Tuscaloosa against Florida. A lot of people say if they lose to Florida tonight, they're probably out of it because of this horrible losing streak they're on. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I think Avery Johnson's kind of lost his team a little bit. They're not playing together at all, and I mean, there's too many guys that are making silly mistakes and turnovers, and just they don't have a consistent shooter at all. I don't know when Alabama's going to get a guy that can come in there and just light it up from outside.
Boy, I can remember who was it? Farmer and Godfrey. You remember what a great shooting.
Jim Farmer.
Jim Farmer.
They hadn't had a really good quality shooter in years.
You're right.
That could just go out and make a shot.
And you know what? There's not a lot of those folks out there anywhere, Mike. Name me one at Alabama or name me one at Auburn that was a pure shooter.
Shoot, Brown and Harper can light it up for
Auburn. Okay, they can.
They're special.
That's one thing Auburn can do is shoot the lights out.
And they also shoot good from free throw line too.
Auburn just didn't have size, and I mean a guy inside. You know, if Wiley wouldn't have got suspended by the FBI stuff, I mean, Auburn would have a legit chance to go to the Final Four. There's no doubt.
Yeah, their size is going to be their downfall, I'm afraid.
Mike, do we?
It's gonna be sad for Bruce Pearl. Look down on that bench and see Wiley, a 7-footer, just sitting there, can't even play him.
Right.
Now, Bruce Pearl himself, will he be able to keep his job, or do you know?
I mean, it's not looking good for any of these coaches.
Didn't they lose their athletic director too because of this same scandal? Or what's the deal?
They lost the athletic director for football stuff and softball stuff.
Oh yeah, that softball player. But you know what? How could you blame him on the way on what
they try to cover it up.
I know, but on what an assistant basketball coach does when he goes home.
No, it's the softball coach.
Softball
Clint
coach.
Meyer's son. Was the one that was in all the trouble.
And the coach was one of the best in the country, Mike. One of the very best.
He's one of the best softball coaches ever.
Right. Well, why was he penalized for it?
Well, I mean, you know, it was under his watch. It was his son that was doing it. You know, they tried.
Well, I wouldn't know what you did when you went home and went out.
They're claiming he knew.
He had a family. I mean, he shouldn't have been trying to go out with his players.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, I didn't know he was messing with the players.
That's what it was all about.
Okay, I got you. It's not funny, but I didn't know the whole thing about it.
The situation is they had players that went to the athletic department, and the athletic department didn't do anything about it.
Well, have they been scored on yet? Has that team been scored on yet?
In softball? Have they not given up a point? I don't know.
Last week they had not.
They went through Troy the other night. They had won 4 or 5 in a row without giving up a single run.
Yeah.
They beat Troy 5-0. They said Troy played a great game against them, but they lost 5-0. And of course, Troy, as we mentioned.
I tell you what, to give him credit for scheduling this year in baseball. I know we were
Yeah.
talking about that before I got there earlier, but for you to schedule Auburn and 3 games at Florida State, I mean, 4 in a row like that. I mean, you're basically asking for 4 losses. I mean, it's going to be tough to win any of them.
Right.
I mean, you could have played some, directional school or some, school, smaller Division I school and be 8-0 right now instead of 4-4.
Exactly right. Of course.
Credit. The linebacker from Alabama, Keith Holcomb, he's had 2 games. He was number 42, played linebacker for Alabama. He plays baseball too, and he's had 2 games to start the season where he's gone 4 for 4.
Somebody told me the Avant kid started off with a bang too. Have you heard that?
He had a home run the other night. I know that.
And he got a bunch of hits. The Sanders kid for Troy has already hit 4 home runs. And of course,
he's having a great year.
Yeah, and of course, tell us about Tiger. Tiger finished 12th in the tournament.
Tiger, just kind of hung on and he was even throughout that tournament. I mean, he never really made a serious run. But
right.
Justin Thomas.
Is Justin Thomas, former Alabama golfer who was raised?
It's almost to the point where he's almost surpassed Spieth now.
Yeah.
As far as one of the best golfers in the world. I mean, Spieth's still good, but Thomas.
He's won
eight wins in his last 30 starts. That's unheard of.
That is really good. Yeah. And right now this year, his money total is $3.4 million, and we're not even a third of the way through yet.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's an Alabama golfer. He's number 1 in the FedEx Cup, and number 2 is Patton Kizzire out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. But he wins.
He's the second money winner. He's right at $3 million.
You got Alabama and Auburn college player neck and
1
neck.
and 2.
And if you watch PJ Tour, I mean, there's so many guys from Georgia, so many guys now from Auburn and Alabama. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, it's amazing how many guys are doing well out of the SEC now.
That's good.
You're right, and there's so many good guys.
I think one of these days we'll get a Troy guy back up there again. I hope, we came close with Broadway.
Yeah.
The cross-handed golfer, but, Troy had a guy on the PJ Tour in a long time.
No, you're right. That's hard to do, I tell you. Bubba Watson, of course, is the 20th, is number 20 in the FedEx Cup leaders. And bless his heart, he's won $1.4 million so far. Brian Gay from Daleville, Mike, he always plays good early. He's right at $1 million so far.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's playing good. And then I don't know what's going on with Boo. I don't know if Boo's injured. I haven't seen him play
Boo
a lot.
Weekly, I know it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I tell you, I hear from Boo some, but the other guy I don't hear from at all, Mike.
Oh, yeah, he quit Slocum. I think he's not playing anymore.
Yeah, and of course, they all played on the same golf team at one time. And, really unreal. Of course, Speed.
Duffner's having a pretty good year. I mean, he's always pretty consistent.
Yeah.
I was trying to find out how much money he's won. Mickelson has won, is rated 34. But I was looking about Duffner and see how much money he's won.
Is he on the list?
Mickelson's won 1.5.
Yeah, Mickelson's had a really good year. I mean, he's finished top.
Yeah, I was looking for Duffner. I saw
3
that.
tournaments already.
Yeah, and really, I don't see Duffner on this list of the top 50 in money winning.
What do you think is going to happen with Charles Anderson baseball? I mean, I know an interim coach will be in.
Well, I am
the season. I mean, that's got to be a job that a lot of people are going to be interested in.
Be hard to get somebody. I
tell you what,
of the season,
I was totally surprised with him leaving.
Right.
I really liked him. He's a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know him?
I knew him a little bit, and the kids seemed to
I
like
just know
him too.
him, through playing golf and everything. Everybody just loves old Josie, and But Charles Simpson baseball is serious business. I'll tell you that. And,
I know. I mean,
and I'll tell you what, one of the guys that works for Sanders is a pretty good baseball coach.
Brett Stallworth.
Brett Stallworth, played at Troy, and he's not a employee of the school system, but
he's an assistant coach.
If they needed a guy just to take it and run with it, he could do it.
Well, the article I saw said Taylor Polk, who is stepping in as interim, who's a young coach.
Yeah.
So
that's got to be tough for a lot of those coaches, because I know Justin Beebe, his assistant coach. I used to sell to him when he was at Clanton Middle School.
Really?
And him and Josie were good friends. And he actually left Clanton Middle School to go coach for Josie this year.
Oh, boy. Wow. Yeah.
So, I mean,
well, I tell you what, whatever has happened there, our thoughts and our prayers are with Josie. He's a darn good guy.
Yeah.
And you're looking for
just tough timing. Just starting the season too.
No question about it. And you talking about playing some tough people now. There was a team in here from, and of course we had the Archer reunion and had a great time. And out at the hotel, out at the Marriott, it was packed with folks from a Pope High School in Georgia. Mike, you ever heard of it? Pope. It's in Marietta, and they look like the New York Yankees. Really? I've never seen that was the sharpest looking baseball team, and they have won several state championships in Georgia, and their parents, I bet you there were 25 of them.
Wow.
They were when we stopped our party, they were still going, but they were all good people, and they were following their team.
Yeah.
You've seen that with Charles,
absolutely.
Charles Henderson and Troy teams over the years. Parents get involved, and you want them to be.
That means a lot for the program when they got.
And I hope that there's not any kind of issue like that with Josie. I hope, because he had a very good reputation coming to Charles Henderson.
Yeah.
So as far as your reunion, how many guys you got back from the Archer guys?
We had about 24 actual members came back, and most all of them brought their wives and had a good time. Sisters fed us real good on Friday night. Let me tell you what they did.
How's that work? I mean, Archer was there from 56 to what, 71?
73, 56 to 73.
So what was the, as far as, I guess, the oldest guys back from
we had a couple of them that played on his first team. Dean Craig and Jerry Tillman played on the 56 team.
Huh.
And they were there, and a lot of those early, Judd Dye was there. He was in the late 50s and 60s, and there were more of those older players.
So Archer, did he coach David Felix and Carl Holland?
No, he didn't. He missed them.
He missed them, okay.
West Bazilla coached them.
Okay.
And boy, those are two great players right there, both Hall of Famers. If Carl Hollis doesn't go in the Hall of Fame, they ought to stop doing it. He was a great player, and hopefully he'll go in. And I tell you what, a great man.
He is a good man. Good Christian
let me tell you, he coached basketball a long time, and of course, the guy that got Nan's great too, though. He's a super person.
Shelby Tuck.
Yeah, Shelby Tuck's real nice.
Mike, he's a super guy. And
will Charles Henderson shut their whole school down to?
They're not tomorrow.
How's that work?
I know they're not tomorrow.
And then Saturdays, if they
game.
win, they play at 9 o'clock Saturday. Can you believe that?
That's early.
That is awful.
If I come up there and spend a night with you, we'll have to get up early, man.
Yeah, you can come on up.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else going on.
Yeah.
And of course,
I might take the little one with us.
Oh, really? That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I'm sure Mary Prater would get a kick out of it.
Yeah, yeah. I heard you was dancing around a lot this weekend.
Yeah, we were seeing our bluegrass band, Dred Clampett, at the Red Bar.
Yeah, he's a big Dred. You know Dred Clampett?
I know who that is.
He's a big Dred. My son's a big Dred Clampett guy. Who is your favorite group, Mike? Now, let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. He's in his his 40s, early 40s, and some of his friends still go to concerts all the time.
Music's a big thing for that generation.
Let me tell you, they're with their wives, they'll go all over the place to hear a concert.
They'll still go see Fish and Widespread Panic. And
Widespread Panic.
The old college bands.
Related.
Right. Hey, none of them are better than the Park Band.
Park Band's really good.
The Park Band's good, but I wouldn't put the Park Band up with those bands.
Up against who?
Those bands I just named have made probably about $1 billion.
Who are they?
Like Fish.
We're talking about Widespread and Fish and great.
Right, Widespread Panic. And tell him what your daddy did to you one day. I made you take one sticker off your.
You got upset because I had a Grateful Dead sticker.
I told him to take that thing off because it said GD. That's what I didn't like. Made you take it off. You took it off, didn't you?
When I was a kid growing up, I had a JH, and a GD sticker on my car.
What was the JH?
That's what I was asking you. What was it? That was Jackson Hole.
Oh, really?
Jackson Hole.
Yeah, Wyoming, yeah. Exactly right. But now, some of your friends, what are their favorite bands?
I mean, they're pretty much the same as me. I mean,
one of your buddies has 4 kids, and he and his wife still go to all these concerts.
Well, I mean, that's just people love music, you know. I mean,
what are their favorite bands?
Steven's probably got friends that do the same thing.
Yeah, I do.
What are their favorite bands?
The same bands I just mentioned.
Oh, okay.
Widespread and Fish and Allman Brothers. I mean, before Greg Allman died. I mean, Grateful Dead stuff. I mean,
yeah.
It's it's the same.
Well, like I am about the Jersey Boys, the Four Seasons. I like the Four Seasons. I'd go to a lot of places to watch them. The Swinging Medallions. Go watch them play.
Willie Nelson.
Or the Embers. I'd love the Embers. What now?
Willie Nelson's coming to Birmingham, and I've seen him a couple times, and he's great live. But he's 84 years old.
Yeah. My favorite song I heard with him was at a funeral not too long ago. What was the song? What was that song? That he sang that was just
Ray Charles called Seven Spanish Angels.
No, it was God, it was a great song though. Man, it was a great song.
Willie Nelson's got tons of great songs.
Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain.
That's a pretty good one.
Probably, yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying, if people want to go see him, it's probably gonna be one of the last times. He's 84 now.
84 years old. And where will he be?
Old Mountain Amphitheater in Pelham.
Now, how many people that hold, and the traffic's still bad?
That holds about 10,000.
But why don't they just do it in the Coliseum downtown? It holds.
Well, I mean, it's outside concert. Yeah. Some people like to play outside. So.
All right, have you already bought tickets for that?
We're gonna get them, I think, because my mother-in-law actually wants to go see him. She'd never seen Willie Nelson.
I wouldn't mind hearing him too. He's a great one, no question about it.
She said she saw Elvis though in Las Vegas one time.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see Elvis.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
Wow.
And,
did you ever see Elvis, Dad?
Never in person.
He came to Montgomery at one time, didn't he? In his heyday.
He also played Tuscaloosa.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's one thing about it,
I always liked to watch him on TV when he would have his big tour in Hawaii. He would go to Hawaii every year, which was really good.
Right.
Yeah, I guess in Troy, when they put the Wrecking Ball to Sartain Hall had the Beach Boys. I remember that time, and
they've had the Beach Boys.
So many cars. I've never seen so many cars in my life.
All right, help me with it. Now, they had the Beach Boys. They had the great one, Pretty Woman.
They had Roy
Orbison was there. Yeah, he was there. Ike and Tina Turner were there.
I remember Air Supply.
I know the Allman Brothers played Troy one time.
The Allman Boys played Troy.
Wow.
There's been some great ones over the years. The Beach Boys have been there.
Temptations.
They've been there. Yeah,
wow.
They played at the halftime of a football game. You remember that?
Did they really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
They were fabulous, man. And Johnny Williams did that. He put that together.
How about
that? See, people don't realize that about Johnny Williams. When we left,
Johnny Williams had Chubby Checker one time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what I'm saying. When we lost Johnny Williams as AD, we lost a guy that had a real in Nashville. He could get most anybody.
All right. Wow.
He had a real in. He still does know a lot of those
he
guys.
had Brad Paisley that time come.
Oh,
yeah. I went to that.
He had Brad Paisley when he was #1 in the country.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I still can't believe that they've never had anything with Hank Jr. or Kid Rock in Troy.
Yeah.
For them being down there so much.
Exactly right. And and of course you could have found them up at Needmore though. You know,
That's
you
right.
could go to that store. You know, there's a store in Needmore that was called This Is It. Have you ever stopped in on that? The name of the store was This Is It.
This is
I
it.
used to go to Blues Old Stand a lot up around.
Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah. I've never been to This Is It.
Yeah. Now, Kid Rock and wouldn't that be something if they would go together and do one? Wouldn't that be a huge concert?
Yeah.
Well, they shot a music video, a country music video
The Double Branch.
At the Double Branch.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got a bunch of Troy University students as extras and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
It's called Redneck Paradise, something like that.
Yeah, no
A few years
question
ago,
about it.
that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, our show is brought to you by Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan.
Henderson doesn't play until tomorrow.
It's tomorrow at 3.
That's right, tomorrow at 3. Okay. Call us in the morning. Of course, Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan on Highway 231. Dr. Michael Precise, Dr. John Strength, Dr. Damon Strength, and Dr. Robert Precise make up one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama. We appreciate our sponsors so much. Premier, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram, brand new on the bypass right here in Troy, and they've got a tremendous selection of those cars and trucks to choose from right here in Troy. Hope you've enjoyed our show. Enjoyed you, buddy.
Glad being here.
Hope you'll be with us tomorrow morning, bright and early, for Today in L.A.